So, in my previous video titled The Future of Stain, I mentioned how I could make a completely different video of its own as to why Stain is my favorite dark character. I really don't consider Stain as a villain, hence why I don't label him as one. I just consider him as a misunderstood idealist.
Why the fuck you lying?
Now with that, let's get into it. So people might already be seeing me weirdly for saying this, that I don't think Stain is a villain.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
And I totally understand. I understand why people would think that, but in all honesty, I feel as if it all has to do with perspective. Like, Stain is a unique character because of his ideology. Is not something that you can find in most animes. Stain's ideology could be compared to the likes of Light Yagami from the anime Death Note, and so if you believe what I believe, that Stain isn't a villain, then by default you would also need to agree that Light Yagami wasn't a villain per se. I'll explain that later on. Now, they both have the right ideals with the wrong approach. This idea for Light Yagami being that the world is too corrupt and that the only way to fix it would be to eliminate all the bad things that are happening by killing all of the bad people causing the struggles within this world. In Stain's case, Stain believes that there are too many false heroes, and by false heroes I mean that there are too many heroes that join the hero organization for selfish reasons instead of being a hero for the greater good. For example, Uraraka, she wants to be a hero for money. Now, although the money she wants is for her parents, which is a noble cause depending on how you decide to view it, but in Stain's eyes it would be considered as a selfish cause because, let's say for example, Uraraka completes her goal and now her parents are living lavish lives because her daughter paid for everything with the money that she got from being a hero. Now, what happens afterwards? Will she continue being a hero, or will she just be lazy and actually eventually quit her job just because she got everything she wanted? Another example of a poor hero, and this will be the best example I can think of honestly, Mineta. This guy said he wanted to be a hero so that he could get attention and approval from women. Now, Stain would kill Mineta without hesitation due to how selfish Mineta is. Mineta should go get some therapy. He should go see a therapist before he ever considers being a hero.
Yes, sir! This nigga spitting.
Damn, nigga!
Because his issues of self-recognition will make him a cancer to the hero society. I think this is one of the reasons that the majority of the BNHA or the Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia fanbase dislike this character. The universe of Boku no Hero Academia can be parallel to ours in some degree. There are without a doubt good genuine heroes who will do the hero work because they care about people, for example Izuku and All Might, but there will be corrupt members within a good organization, dirty cops if you will. Now, Stain wants to eliminate those dirty cops in order to have a world where it's protected by actual, genuine, real heroes, not greedy ones who do it for the fame or the money. Now, Katsuki Bakugo could be a good example, or he could be an example of a genuine hero, but the issue with Bakugo is that he has a lack of teamwork, and his tsundere personality makes him come off as a greedy person, which would cause Stain to attempt to attack and possibly kill Katsuki Bakugo. Now, with Bakugo, we all know he's going to develop later on and he won't show this personality trait, but for example, if he had encountered Stain during the time he did, let's remove Todoroki and put Bakugo instead, we all know Stain would have completely ignored Tenya, Ida, and just went for the kill. He would have just went for Bakugo instead, because Bakugo shows the least hero qualifications or personality in the entire series. He almost rivals Endeavor, but Endeavor also has developed with some time, so that's good at least. Now, this whole genuine hero ideology that Stain has is actually, as we know, the reason why Stain likes Izuku Midoriya so much. No homo. It's because Izuku literally portrays the ideology of a true hero, just like his mentor Toshinori Yagi, also known as All Might. This is why I said in my Future of Stain video that Stain would try and train Izuku. I'll put the link to that in the description and probably in the end card. I'll see if it fits. Now, because Stain really likes Izuku because he likes how Izuku thinks. Stain once said, this is not an exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, "You fake. If I don't fix it, if someone isn't stained with blood, who will fix it?" He said something along those lines, like, I'm quoting the first part and then the last part I forgot to screenshot that manga panel, but anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. It's not a direct quote, but as you listening, you can tell Stain is basically saying if somebody doesn't get their hands dirty for the greater good, then who will? This is why I really enjoy Stain as a character, because he thinks of the greater good even if it means getting his hands dirty in the process. It's a whole dirty deeds done dirty cheap. That's basically what Stain's ideology is, and quite frankly, I don't blame the guy. Now, here is where the wrong approach comes in with Stain. Stain decided to murder, which ties back to a small speech of how he said if somebody's hands aren't stained, then who's going to make things right? Now, this is the same ideology that like Yagami had, but anyways, the wrong approach is the fact that he decided to murder. I understand why he does it though, because it's the only way to prevent, to truly prevent the influx of dirty heroes, and murder itself is the wrong option. But I understand where he's coming from, because if we decided to do a small petition, oh, let's get these dirty cops, let's get these dirty heroes out of here, it's not really going to be as effective. That's why Stain is just another one bites the dust. That's why he's just killing everybody. And like I said before, of course, the reason why Stain had the wrong approach is because he murdered. Murder is the wrong option. Even when he did it to like Ida's older brother, in which he permanently disabled him and prevented him from becoming a hero. I mean, that's really not a bad method. I would do that if I was in Stain's shoes.
It's a good idea. I don't mind.
But violence itself is not the right option to catch out these dirty cops. I'm just trying to speak from a moral high ground here. If I were to speak my inner thoughts, everybody would be like, yo bro, what the fuck? But anyways, the more you reflect on what I just said, the more you understand what Tomura meant when he said that heroes are hypocrites because they use violence against people and then label it in the name of peace. In a way, Tomura and Stain aren't as villainy as you thought they would be, because they openly recognize issues within the so-called good government and then they act upon it. Now, Tomura's worse. He's way worse. He's definitely way worse than Stain, because he is driven by selfish intent, but Stain is not really a villain in my eyes. He really isn't, and he never will be, because he is not doing anything wrong. Aside from the whole murder and the whole assault and
The fuck are you talking?
but he really isn't doing anything wrong, because this, even if you look back, he had this whole situation where he saved Izuku by killing a Nomu. He killed a bad guy to save a hero. So I really don't consider Stain as a villain, because all he's trying to do is preserve the peace. He's just doing it in the wrong way. Stain took corruption into his own hands, and he is purging it to its core so that only pure-hearted heroes can remain. This is why I think Stain has the right idea, but he just had the wrong approach. Right ideology being that the world is corrupt and it has corrupted the minds and the hearts of certain heroes, and that's why it needs to be purged. And then obviously the wrong approach being that he committed homicide and assaulted to do it, even though he had no other way to actually complete it. So now, what do I think could have been done to prevent more corrupt heroes? I honestly think a English again, fuck. Anyways, I honestly believe that a psychology test could have been done. Most people applying to be heroes will lie about their true intention for wanting to be a hero, right? So if there could be multiple subtle psychology tests given to these heroes, they could later on be evaluated and decided if whether or not they could be heroes or not. Like, you could decide, okay, this guy is definitely giving us some bad vibes, let's just give him a temporary suspension of his hero license. Or if this gen is really going down the wrong path, let's just fire him permanently. Like, this is what I consider wishful thinking, to be honest, because some heroes will eventually catch on that they are being tested and then find ways to cheat their tests. Like, one of the biggest examples of pro heroes that I would target if I was in Stain's shoes, or if I was Stain himself, is Hawks. I really don't like this guy. This guy is way too dodgy and he's way too cocky, and he doesn't really portray the right ideals, or the ideals at all, of being a true hero. I mean, sometimes he has his moments, like, yeah, he saves a lot of people and stuff like, but his mentality on its own really doesn't portray this whole I am a hero, I'm here to save you, I'm like All Might, I am here, watashi ga kita. But anyways, like, I even mentioned this a couple months back in my trailer of the UA video, which link will also be in the description for, or an end card if I manage to fit it in. But like I said, this guy is way too dodgy. I do not trust Hawks in the slightest, and if I were Stain, I would definitely attack Hawks. If I knew I could win that battle, I would definitely go for him. This guy's way too dodgy. This nigga must just square up. Like, I'm gonna be honest, one day I'm just gonna catch Hawks lacking. One day this nigga's gonna be walking down the street and I'm gonna catch this nigga lacking. Okay, wait. I am getting off track. Now, enough with all the deep talk about the whole psychology thing for a second. Let me just tell you about what I like about Stain other than his mentality. His attire. Jesus! Yo! Damn, that attire is way too cool. It's way too cool. It's like a modern ninja outfit. And I know somebody will be like, Biscord, aren't you forgetting about Edgeshot? You know, that ninja hero? All I have to say about that guy is just meh. He doesn't have blades and stuff. And besides, Edgeshot's attire looks more of an olden day ninja attire. Meanwhile, Stain's attire looks more like a 21st century ninja. Stain's attire is also cool because it's designed to help him cut his enemies easier, to a degree that he even has hidden knives placed for situations like when he gets tied up. It's just way too cool. If I could, like, have a quirk and I was like Stain, if I had Stain's quirk, I would definitely become like Stain in terms of, like, attires, maybe ideology. Man, that one's up for debate. But anyways, the only thing I don't like about Stain's appearance is his bat nose. He has a nose like a bat. It's weird. It's like it's upwards like Voldemort. It's weird. But majority of the time it's covered up by that bandana, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Stain is also just a fun character to use in the My Hero 1's Justice game. Although I really do wish his ultimate was more broken though. Like, his blood curdle quirk should have had longer lasting effects. Let me repeat that because I just buckled it while saying it. I wish that quirk had longer lasting effects on its victims, but it does make sense why they didn't do that, because again, this ability is way too broken if it were extended. Now we are at the end of this video. I could go on and go even more about why Stain is my favorite character, but I'm pretty sure you get the big picture. If you're wondering if I enjoyed Light Yagami's character as well, my answer is no. Like, I will never really like Light Yagami as a character, and the reason why is because, unlike Stain, who had a selfless cause, thinking about the greater good, killing not for himself but for other people in his own dark twisted way, I was about to say Yoshikage Kira. Light Yagami had a god complex, and that's honestly what ruined him for me as a character. Now, before you click off, let me just quickly remind you to sub to the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, as well as I upload a new video every Saturday at 2:30 p.m. GMT. Thank you all for watching and sticking around this long. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment you are for or against Stain as a character. I honestly want to see who would join the villain league and who would stay as a hero. Just a little experiment there. I want to see who would be with me and against me. That makes me sound evil. Okay, anyways, just comment on what you think about Stain's ideology in the comment section. And this has been Biscord signing out. I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.